Hello my inky ones, welcome back to my channel. I all hope you had a beautiful creative week, and let's get into today's video. I know it's not a drawing video today, or speed paint I should say, but I know this is close to 300 subscribers, so I wanted to do something very special and unique. And I also wanted to address sometimes the responses I get to my art, or responses from people saying that they wish they could draw better, or they wish they could draw like that. And this is my response. So for those of you who want to draw better, who are either beginning your journey or wanting to improve, here are just a few steps, maybe about 8 simple steps on improving your art skills and getting to where you want to be. Everyone starts out on a path, everyone starts off simplistically, but no matter what you draw, be proud of it. Be proud of what you do, no matter what it looks like or what you think it looks like, because that is your journey, that is your start. That's going to take you on to the next step and the next step and the next step. And through that, I'm going to show you where I started. So this sketchbook is about, I don't know, 18 years old. Yeah, it's from 2000, and it's when I first started, and it's when I went back to actually drawing again, because I drew it a lot as a kid and a teen, but I let it go because I didn't think it was important, and that changed much later on, and I started up again. So this is my start, and even though I think these look terrible now, I am proud of them and I love them because they brought me to where I am now. So I'm going to show you guys this, and I'll give you some pointers on how you can improve. Okay, so please be warned, these are very crappy. So this is from a very old comic book, so there's just my little starting page here. And let's get, see, I've redrawn this guy many times. He's one of my first OCs. His name is Seth, and I drew this when I was about 20 years old here, and obsessed with everything, trying to make it look perfect, but I was still happy with this. As crappy as it looked now, I still love this very much. So I'm going to show you an improved drawing of him I did quite recently. So let me go get that. Okay, so this is Seth now that I've redrawn him. And so compare that. When I started out on my journey, 2000, this is now, I drew them last year, so this was 2017 or 16 I drew this. So consider the improvements if you just keep going at it and keep trying and don't stop, and no matter if you feel discouraged, keep going. Alright, so one of the tips for improving your drawing skills is here. If you want to improve, go draw something and repeat that process and repeat it. Okay, so practice always leads to improvement. So you won't get any better and you won't improve unless you engage in your attempts to draw and actually practice your art every single day. Even if it's for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, do it every single day. Even if you're drawing the same image again and again, draw it. And so the more you draw, the more confident you'll become, the more confident your strokes will become, and you'll improve by leaps and bounds every time. So you start out, say, let's say you started out last year. So maybe last year and then 2019, you'll see a major difference. So keep at it. It's a long process, it's a long journey, but keep going. So as you see, I have majorly improved from here, as you see from my other drawings and stuff like that I do on my channel. So this is again the start of my journey. And oh man, I worked so long at this, and I'm so sorry this never got to see the light of day. But yes, again, remember, so practice every single day. So by practicing every single day, you can get from here to something more accomplished like here. And I'll show you some other drawings later. So again, I guess tip number 2 would be look at your drawings, like really look at them, and look at other people's drawings, look at other people's arts, and really pay close attention to what they're doing, right? And how it looks. So, whether it's simple line drawings, or meticulously detailed, painfully detailed renderings, you can learn so much by looking at the work of others. So just keep looking at it, going through books, because there's lots of books out there on improving. So if you want to try realism, there's books on realism and watercolors, color pencils, and look at all the different art, okay, and see what you like the look of, and just take it all in. Maybe take notes, put your nose to the page and see how it was done, and get really close and intimate, to these things, because there's lots of books out there. You can even take out some of your favorite art books, and have from your favorite animations, and have a flip through them and take a look at them and see how they do things and how it's done, and see the shapes of things, right? And take classes as well. Or look for inspirational things. Say you love manga and stuff. There's lots of inspirational books out there like this and this that will really help, and help galvanize you and push you forward in improving, because feeling envious for someone how they draw is not going to help you in improving your work. So you're going to sort of take that, or no, even better, take what you feel inside about seeing someone else's work and use it to push yourself in getting better yourself and pushing yourself to the limit so you can be your very best. And again, look at inspirational things in what you like, I hope I'm making sense, and I hope this is all making sense, because I love these sort of books, because these push me forward and help pushing me to keep improving. Never ever stop improving. Even if you're high skilled, high level, high advanced artist, never stop improving. Never ever. Okay, so by looking at other drawings, how do they shade? How do they use line? How do they use their shape? How do they represent the world around them? Have a good close look at that. And how they use color, and how they use emotion or facial expressions or figural drawings, or if you're a landscaper, how beauty is represented in that landscape or in colors or anything like that. So yeah, just go out there and look, because I remember when I was little, I took out, I don't remember the artist's name anymore, but it was this book on it's what inspired the movie Jumanji, and the book has such beautiful graphite pencil work, and it looks ultra realistic, and I used to stare at that for hours when I was in grade 5, and man, it's just like I knew that's how I sort of wanted to draw one day. So have a good close look at stuff like that. Alright? And see how other artists work and how they use their skills to create their work. So also draw from other drawings. So this may sound a little bit odd, but copying is also a good way of learning how to draw. Don't trace or anything like that. But if you do copy, make sure you don't put it up and just have it for your own study and your own learning experience. So your hand can sort of get a feel of how, say, like Raphael, or even your favorite manga artist, get a feel for their lines and how they work and how they feel, and sort of teaches your hand the movements and everything like that. And there's also some great books out there like this, shows you how to hold your hand properly when doing certain lines. I can't find the page, I don't think, but it shows you that in here. And these books, if you're interested in manga, these books are perfect for that. There's also some other good ones out there, but the How to Draw Manga series is good if you're interested in that. And so to learn, you know, from the masters, you copy them, you know, and honestly, if they're like, you know, they won't mind. As long as you don't share it on social media and call it your own, then you're fine. Just keep it private and for your own study, and just, you know, see if you can recreate what they recreated. And again, that goes back to looking at drawings and, you know, trying to recreate that. I really hope I'm making sense, guys. I wrote this all down, trying to think of points that would be good for you guys to learn from while going through my old artwork here. I mean, oh my goodness, like, look at that. Her hand is smaller than her face, which is not good. It looks terrible here, doesn't it? So again, another thing you can do is that you can also draw from photographs. There's plenty of sites out there. Even DeviantArt has stock photos that are available for public use, as long as you give that photographer credit, or you ask first, or again, keep it for private study. I mean, there's a couple other sites out there I can't think of right now that allow for that. And so when you're also starting out, you're trying to get a sense of the drawing elements. It's easier to reproduce an image that's already two-dimensional than to reproduce from a three-dimensional object. This is how I started. I started by drawing from other comic books that I had that I really loved, and it was so much easier to copy a two-dimensional image than to try and draw something from a 3D perspective, which made things much harder, which was like in my grade 8 art class, we had to draw from real life, and it came out horrible because I was not used to drawing from 3D objects. So, you know, so if it's a person or an environment or anything like that, you know, if you work from a photo, it can help you a lot in again, learning figurative drawing, or, you know, shapes. It helps you with shapes and angles and edges and perspective. It will really help with perspective drawings if you take a look at a photograph. So that'll help you get your bearings right when drawing or trying to recreate a drawing, or even just making your own, right? So even some comic books artists, they will take a photograph of a drawing, they'll take a photograph of something that they, you know, want to put in their comic, say it's a background or it's a pose, and it will really help them in getting the dimensions and the proportions correct. So yes, take a look at photographs. There's lots of photographs books out there too. I don't have any with me right now here, but that helps greatly. And you can also, if you're a little bit more advanced, you can draw from life. So just, you know, if you're starting out, pick very simple objects and very simple shapes and work your way up to the complex ones. So start off with simple lines, maybe simple backgrounds. Some new artists, you know, they will just have no background at all, and that's fine too, because you're practicing and you're learning. And so as long as you're doing it, you'll eventually get to the point where you want to be. So again, pick simple ones. If you're just starting out, pick simple ones. Don't go for the complex right away, because you will be disappointed. So go ahead and just start drawing people, start drawing places. Go out, you know, and draw nature, or sit at a coffee shop. It's really fun to sit at a coffee shop and watch people and sketch them. It is really fun because you can get a very natural pose when people don't know that they're being looked at. So it is great, and it will help you, you know, get your future drawings right. So, you know, maybe some subjects that you can do, maybe draw, you know, draw your future, or draw your living space, or maybe draw somewhere where you'd like to be, or maybe draw, maybe for a bit more advanced, draw maybe a fantasy world by taking points from real life and seeing if you can morph them into something different, you know. So you can draw your coffee cup, your teacup, your pop bottle. You can maybe draw your computer, your cat, your dog, your hamster, you know, or your bird. Or you can take a look outside and try drawing flowers or trees, or cars. Cars are a bit more complicated, but if you're good at that, then you can do that. So, another good way is to draw your hand. That's one good way, or your foot, or something like that. And hands and feet are very, very complex. So if you can master this just repeatedly, you'll eventually get good at them, and they're not going to be too complex anymore. And they're a readily available subject matter. They're like attached to you, so they're right there. Or you can even take a mirror and draw your own face. You can do that. I remember, again, that was one art exercise I remember doing in grade 8, was looking at yourself in a mirror and drawing your own portrait. And yes, and you can master them because then they're right there in front of you. And once you can get your anatomy correct and learn how to draw that, and there's lots of subject matter out there, there's lots of people out there, you got family members, and once you master them, you'll be able to draw anything you want, anything you can think of, by mastering these simple things. So, yeah. You can also take a class, take an art class. If you're really not confident in self-teaching yourself, then take a class. There's lots of schools out there in which you can take, art classes, and the art class will help keep you on track. It will keep you on pace. It will keep you accountable. You will have a teacher there that will help teach you how to use these supplies correctly, correct your errors, correct your weaknesses. And also, watching others draw is immensely beneficial to building your own observational skills, which is what you'll need as an artist, and that will help greatly in keeping you going and keeping you motivated in improving your work. So how do you find a class? Check your university program, your college programs, your community programs, anywhere in your community, your paper or anything like that, or your local art supply shop. Sometimes they hold classes there, and drawing meetups or anything like that. Or if you have some artist friends, meet up and draw together and have a drawing session together, and you can help correct each other and show each other maybe the right way or new techniques, and this will help. And you can also go for private instruction if you want. So yeah, that's always a fun way to do that. And also, keep a sketchbook. Keeping a sketchbook, and I mean really keeping it, and keeping it with you, opening it up, flipping it open, now and again, and work at filling it. Give yourself the challenge of filling a sketchbook, even if they're just simple doodles or sketches, or maybe just a scribble to you. It's something. It will serve as a reminder for you to grab your pencil or pen or paints or watercolors or colored pencils, or do something and draw something. Get in there and draw it. There's lots of different notebooks out there. They don't have to be expensive. This one here, even though it's very old, it was $7. You can go to the dollar store. Sometimes they have ones with really good paper. And when you're starting out and practicing, don't go for the expensive stuff right away, because then start with, simpler, inexpensive things. And as you improve as an artist, as you grow, go for the more expensive. And so, you don't have to ruin them. Moleskins are great. There's other ones that are really good too. And you can go to your office supply store, art supply store, and just pick one up and start. That's the whole point. Just start. So as you're drawing or taking notes, just build your observational skills. Look at everything. Look at color. Look at detail. Look at patterns, on every little thing. How skirts flow, how shirts fit, how hair moves, how people move, how objects move, the lighting, the shading. Have a look at everything very closely, very, very closely, with good spectacles on, and fine-tune your artist's vision. And take time when you're looking at something to analyze it, analyze the color, analyze the patterns, analyze the shapes and shades, and try and reproduce that as well as you can. I mean, you can use any style you want. Part of finding your voice is trying every style and that's how you'll find your artist voice. I tried every style, as you can see here, with my own drawings, and eventually you find your own voice. You find something that suits you, something that you like, something that feels like you. So now the last one here is be intentional. Okay, you know, it's really hard to keep yourself intentional and accountable. It's very hard. So if you want to improve at anything, I use the 10,000 hour rule. And so it's practice every day. So once you decide to do something, to take your journey on your art and improve yourself, like I did with these eventually down the road, you must decide to do it, and you must decide to stick to it no matter what. Don't let anyone bring you down. Don't let anyone tell you it's not worth it, or that you're terrible, or, you know, especially if you're a new artist and maybe your skills aren't that refined yet. Don't let anyone bring you down. Just keep going at it, because eventually you will get there, and don't ever quit. So you need to make a commitment and even schedule regular time out of your week, out of your day, to pursue improving your work, improving your drawing, to become better at your art, become better at your skills, become better at your artist vision. And you just need to make a habit of it, and eventually it'll become natural. And love what you do, because when you love what you do, even my old ones that look like this, that are awful, I still love. They look terrible, but I love them, because this is what got me started. This is what got me into what I'm doing now. So again, in order to become better at anything, you have to do it. You have to push yourself. Even if you're tired, just do it. Just do it, you know, just do it. And it's also, I think, important, the desire on why you want to draw or need to draw. Usually with artists, it's a need. You can't help it. There are days where I hate drawing. I want to throw it all away. I don't want to do it. But yeah, for me, it drives me. Seeing other people's work drives me on. It's like, I need to improve. I need to get better. I need to, you know, strive for my best. And sometimes it also supports my work, you know, having supporters out there and showing it and being proud of it. And drawing is pleasurable for me, and it provides a lot of comfort and relaxation. When I'm stressed out, I can sit down, I can draw, and I can just forget about everything. You know, I can just relax and slip into my music and be creative, and it's such a release. And how do I put it? I just enjoy doing it so much that it is now foundational of who I am now. So, sorry about that. So, what was I saying? Yes, it's just become a foundation of who I am, and I love looking at things and seeing how maybe I could draw it or represent it and get inspired by the things around me. And constantly pushing myself to create is just natural now, and it'll become natural for you too if you keep at it, you know. And I love looking at details and looking how they're formed and they're shaped and they're colored and they're shaded. I love doing that now. And you know, even if you tell me you can't draw a straight line, you can't draw stick figures, well, yeah, neither can I. I use shapes and rulers for that sometimes. I can't even draw a circle. I need a guide to draw a circle. I can't do one freehand. So to say you can't draw, yes you can. It is in you, and it is in you to improve, you know, your skills and your drawing. You just have to do it and be habitual about it, and understand that this is something that drives you, and embrace it, and love it, and just do it. So as you see from my old drawings here, I did just that, and just keeping at it. So I will show you guys an old drawing next to one of my new drawings. Okay guys, so again, you saw some of my old drawings here back from 2000, in the start of my journey. as an artist, and I hope you guys are starting to, because it is fun to start. So again, take a look at this on where I started, and it just was persistent, constant persistence. Okay, so from here, and with constant habitual practice and love, and you know, even though you feel discouraged, you keep going, it can take you to much bigger places. So I went from there to here. Alright, I hope this is a motivator for you. So don't ever say that you can't draw. You can do it. Just tell yourself every day you can do it, and just do it. So again, books, motivational books and stuff like that, drawing books, art books, is what's going to help you push you forward. Watching other artists draw, which is what I love about YouTube, watching other artists draw will also help keep you motivated. I love watching other artists draw because it fills the creativity in me to push me forward and to keep going every single day. I hope these 8 little tips were helpful to you guys. I hope I was clear on them. It took me forever to write them down, and I really want to help you guys, and you know, especially those who are starting out. And I really hope this was helpful and clear enough, and will help push you and help you to continue improving and growing and pushing yourself every single day. So with that said, thank you guys so much for taking your time out today to spend with me and joining me today, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!